Welcome to the Mundus Fractura Lore Guide. This week on Lore Guide, we will take a look at the humble and prolific kobold. Of all the denizens of the planet, none are more numerous than the kobold. Some cultures consider the planet to be infested by them. In fact, there are a great many extraplanar sentients who have dubbed Mundus Fractura as Kobold World. The kobold of Mundus are wildly varied in regards to their social organization. Where the species does have several large refined urban centers and peaceful settlements across the face and infras of Mundus, there are also countless nomadic, wild, feral or barbaric tribes and warbands across the planet. It is generally agreed by the other sentients of the planet that regardless of civility, kobolds are all generally highly social, clever, skittish, and notably twitchy. Or, if we would like to be a bit more politically correct, the elves note them as easily startled and reactionary in the archives. Physically, all kobolds stand at about quarter to half the height of an average human. To the eyes of a typical mammalian humanoid, beyond coloration, there is little physical difference in either appearance or size between the various genders. All kobolds have tails, and as with their distant reptilian cousins, the T.T.R.P.G, some have vestigial wings. Unlike the T.T.R.P.G, very rarely, these wings are big enough for short flights. The kobold of Mundus have a bizarre genetic abnormality, not unlike the orcs of Mundus, whose faces range from vaguely human to near pig-like. Kobolds also have a striking range of appearance. They vary wildly from very reptilian, like that of small T.T.R.P.G or lizard folk, to nearly the appearance of a bipedal dog. Scholars are unsure as to why this range of characteristics exists, but have thoroughly tested the phenomena in captivity, though many warrens will be nearly exclusively one type or the other. Some kobold warrens show a vast range of the two subtypes, from lizard to dog-like, with all manner of variation in between. As for coloration, kobold scales come in reds, greens, blacks, browns, and yellows, with a vast menagerie of patterns and color combinations. Kobold fur, which is more accurately a type of hair-like feather, is not tied to a kobold scale color. Their coats can be either monochromatic or patterned, and come in browns, grays, white, black, and occasionally near lemon yellow. Kobolds, even those in large metropolitan centers, organize themselves into groups of 50 to 150 adult members and countless young, known as warrens. Warrens are led by a dominant female who, in theory, is the only fertile egg-laying female. The truth is that all kobold females are fertile, and non-matriarch females regularly add eggs to the warren clutch. With proper nutrition, all kobold females can produce approximately 250 eggs per year. All the eggs within the clutch are always considered to be no one else's but the matriarchs. All kobolds within warrens take part in this collective semi-deception. All within a warren will praise the matriarch for her astounding fertility, heaping her with regular praise. The amusing part is that there seems to be some type of species-wide mental block. Within short order of either adding to a clutch or witnessing another adding to the warren's clutch, they actually forget the reality of the situation and accept the thin lie as truth. Kobold mature quickly, both mentally and physically. Fully grown, mentally, and sexually mature by 3 to 6 years of age. Though it is exceedingly rare, kobolds are capable of living for upwards of 200 years, but most experience tragic ends long before this. Kobolds love adventure of all kinds, and on maturing to adulthood, will typically leave the warren with lofty, unrealistic expectations. Depending on the situation, some will attempt to form, generally, ill-fated warrens. Some form adventuring parties, gangs, or warbands. Some will simply roam alone. And most, if not all, die horribly. The smart or lucky kobolds will typically gather and settle down at around 20 to 30 years of age, forming stable, successful warrens with the knowledge they have gained in their travels. Kobolds have an almost obsessive reverence for dragons, whom they view as divine beings. Even feral tribes will often construct crude idols or shrines in honor of these mighty creatures, sometimes mistaking drekar or even large lizards for lesser draconic entities. Among more sophisticated kobold societies, this reverence takes the form of elaborate religious ceremonies, many of which involve the use of rare and precious gemstones that they mine with fanatical fervor. More malicious dragons will sometimes seek out kobolds, using them as a long-term food source. As a side note, in my ongoing quest to uncover the secrets of the Temple of Edla, I have learned that though kobolds are not allowed to enter the sacred temple complex directly, they have been permitted to inhabit the region's infras. It is rumored that there is a mirror temple in the darkened spaces below, and that within this temple, the highest members of Kobold Edla Mirror Temple are permitted the honor of accessing hidden chambers within the surface temple's walls. Here, they are permitted to listen to, but not see, the temple's proceedings. There is still much to learn about these fascinating peoples, but unfortunately, that is all for this time. I hope you have enjoyed this episode. Stay tuned for future lore guides, and thank you for listening. Goodbye for now.